I want to reduce our nuclear stockpiles. And one of the barriers to doing that is building trust and cooperation around missile defense issues. And so this is not a matter of hiding the ball. I'm on record.
President Barack Obama sought to diffuse criticism after a microphone caught him telling Russian President Dmitry Medvedev that he would have more flexibility in reaching an agreement about a U.S.-backed missile defense system after he was reelected to a second term. He told a group of reporters in South Korea Tuesday morning that he wasn't hiding the ball when a microphone caught him saying, "This is my last election. After my election, I will have more flexibility." He said that it was because of the current political climate and polarization ahead of elections in the United States that made it impossible to reach an agreement at this point. Republicans had attacked the president yesterday, claiming that the off-the-cuff comments were proof that Obama is not being clear about his foreign policy agenda. Even though Obama sought to downplay the comments this morning, Democrats were still worried enough about it to go ahead and attack Mitt Romney about his stances on foreign policy in a number of press releases. The U.S.-backed missile defense system is still underway. Russia isn't so happy about it because they are afraid it's going to be a threat to Russian security, but the Pentagon has said in the past that they want to build it there in order to protect Western nations from any threats from Iran or North Korea.
French oil major Total is facing a growing crisis in the North Sea. Its Elgin platform, which has been leaking since the weekend, now has a dangerous cloud of explosive gas forming above it. This has prompted further evacuations from platforms surrounding Elgin. Those from Shell have been evacuated. At the moment, there are two options to fixing this leak. The first one is drilling a relief well, but that could take up to 6 months. The second option is to get engineers onto the platform and onto the seafloor and actually try and fix the leak and kill it at its source. That's obviously a lot more dangerous. Environmental activists have been quick to jump to criticise Total for the leak. One Norwegian environmentalist has called it the well from hell, which is quickly stuck and is doing its rounds on the internet. Now, Total so far have shipped in between 10 and 20 of their own specialist engineers from around the world to actually examine this problem. They've also brought in experts from Wild Well Control. This is a team who actually dealt with BP's Macondo disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, so they obviously have a lot of experience there in dealing with major offshore leaks.
Today was the second day of the 3-day Supreme Court hearing arguing whether the government does have the authority to make Americans buy health insurance. Day 2 definitely focused on the heart of the issue, which is that individual mandate, which is a huge deal because that's what's going to make Americans pay that penalty if they don't buy health insurance under Obama's health care law. After 2 hours of proceedings, the conservatives on the court definitely appear to be a little bit more skeptical on whether the Constitution does give Congress that authority to not only make Americans buy health insurance, but also that individual mandate. There's definitely a lot of people outside camping to try to get in, and there's a lot of protests going on because there's only 120 spots to get in to watch the proceedings. Now, the Supreme Court did reject news organizations' request to go in and broadcast the proceedings, but they've actually never allowed cameras inside, and they only started doing audio recordings in 2000 during the Bush versus Gore hearing. But the Supreme Court does post their audio recordings and transcripts within 2 hours after each proceeding this week. This case is definitely turning into a more hot-button issue with Michelle Bachmann there today, as well as Rick Santorum on Monday.